Alright, as you see, time has come. Mitsubishi is back there. Battery died on me big time. So, I'm walking home. What's up, guys? I made this video a while ago, but it got too confusing, too long, unnecessarily. So, basically, if you replace the ECU in your Mitsubishi Eclipse, and replace, I mean, you put a Speeduino, Mega Squirt, whatever it is. Usually, the ECU, this is a Mitsubishi Eclipse GS98. I can't tell about the GSX and all that stuff, but if your alternator does not have a voltage regulator, which is the thing that tells the alternator to generate more current, less current, more current, less current. Alternator is spinning all the time. What happens is the voltage regulator cannot let it go over 14.7 or 15 or whatever you set to, and when it goes down to a certain point, it starts again. So even though it's spinning, it's constantly checking the voltage in your car. So how much is now? Now it's 13, and we are flooring, right? We are full throttle. And then the voltage is dropping. As the voltage is dropping, the alternator, the voltage regulator understands that and turns on or connects the coil inside the alternator and say charge. And then when it reaches 15, 14.7, whatever it is set to, okay, stop charging, and then it goes down. So it's on and off pretty quick, like right. So when I replaced the ECU, I had no idea. I had no idea about a few things. This was one. So my battery was, I would go for tunes. I don't even know how the battery lasts that long, and I would need to charge every night because it was hard to start. And all of a sudden I was driving, my car was, I don't know, 40 miles per hour, and then would start like almost it dying out of nothing, right? Getting rich, and it would die. And I went out, bought another battery, put another battery, and then I realized the battery wasn't getting charged because after 3 runs that happened to me again. So what we do on that situation, I got this is one I got, and I'm going to show you how to wire this really quick because I burned this one. It's something, it's a external voltage regulator, cost not more than 20-25 bucks. It looks like this, and the important thing you need to know is, see this thing? So the triangle, there's a triangle, right? Let's look at this way. The top of the triangle gotta be positive, cannot be the field. So one is 12 volts and the other one is field, which is ground. So it goes, technically it goes like this in your car. So the bottom part, right, always the top of the triangle gotta be positive. I put this wrong because there is instructions everywhere saying, not clear, but instructions saying whatever you put in the alternator, there's 2 wires on my alternator, it can be, doesn't matter which one is field and which one is 12 volts, and that's correct. But on this thing here, yes, the top of the triangle, it is a 12 volts. So I'm going to do that again. Triangle, in this case is the bottom, and now is the top, right? The whole casing is the ground. So how do we install this? So first thing, in the Eclipse, I track the wires coming from the alternator, which is a pain in the butt because it's back there, you gotta lift the car. So I track that wire and comes in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see because I have stuff, but there is a big connector. Can you see that big connector out there? So that big connector is the connector that connects the 2 harnesses. So basically, see here, red and blue. Those are exactly the same red and blue that goes to the engine. But the power comes from here and then connects on there and then goes up all the way. So the red, we are good. We don't need to do anything. It's powered by the ignition already. The blue, on the other hand, it goes all the way to the ECU, where the ECU was. In my case, I ditched that ECU. I cut that blue wire from the top of this connector, right? and connect my wire that is coming in here. So here you see a blue here and a green, right? So you see the blue one, ironically, is the red, is the 12 volts, because it's the top of the triangle, and the green one is the one we are after. So the green one, I went all the way there, cut the blue from the connector, because I don't want that hanging in the engine and coming here to the ECU. I didn't got rid of all my wiring from the ECU yet, because I don't know what else I'll need, so I'll wait for the car to run perfectly. I have fuel, I have everything I need, then I'm gonna get rid, cut the connectors, and then, you know, wrap the wires that I don't need and all that stuff, label them, whatever connectors they were from the ECU. But if you are on a situation that you can't do that, if your car is a Mitsubishi Eclipse 98, that's a connector number 8. That's the blue one. The blue is the field, and the red is a 12 volts. So yeah, pretty much, if your battery is not charging, don't replace your alternator. There is a way, if you get this thing here out of the way, out of there, right, and put a wire here, run your car, put a wire on, not on the positive, of course, which is, again, the top of the triangle is a positive, the other one is the field. Put a wire on the field, and then as your car is started, you get that field and touch some metal in your car, you're gonna hear a difference in your engine doing that means your alternator is charging. And one last thing that is important is this gotta be very well grounded, so it needs to be in in your car somewhere. But here I sent it back so I could have a very good contact. And here I made a special wire, right? Thick one. Everything is 9 gauge. And this one goes straight to the engine. So my engine has few grounds, and that's one of them. And that's pretty much it. This is going to make your car run and charge. I'm going to show you just from the day I did it. And alright, look at that. Beautiful 1446. And I'm sorry the other video got too confusing, too long, and unnecessary. You just gotta put wires together. Just remember, if you look in here, there's this big A connector here. Part of the connector comes from the top, part of the connector goes to another set of see this big one, the wire loom, set of wire loom, and then goes down here and goes to where the ECU was. But just remember, just unplug that guy. You can cut the blue from the top, because the top one is the one that goes all the way to your alternator. Don't cut the red one. The red one is good, and you're good to go. This is also used if you have a if this voltage regulator broke inside your ECU, and either you need to send your ECU to replace, or you get the connector number 8. I don't know what else can happen to your ECU, like you might get a battery light won't come off or all that stuff. My battery light doesn't even come on because I don't have an ECU telling my light to go on. But there's a way that you can spend $20 and do it yourself. Your battery is going to charge. You don't need to replace your ECU or send to someone else. I don't know how much it would cost, if it would be that expensive, but you know, just a headache of doing this. This is used in like old Dodges, old trucks, Dodges, Mitsubishis, and you know, a bunch of other cars. I honestly never needed it, because I mean, you see this alternator here on my 2JZ engine. It has this extra thing on the back, and I have wires. I have multiple wires coming out of here, at least 3 here, which is, they have letters CM. I don't know, I can't remember, but it's different, and that one have only 2. So I really hope this video helps you Watch the other videos, because if you're replacing the ECU and putting a Speeduino in your Eclipse, and honestly, I couldn't find anything about Speeduino in Eclipse. There's a bunch of mega script, and I believe that this is the first Eclipse documented using Speeduino, and especially Speedy EFI. There are things when you cut your ECU that you need a 5 volts and you need 8 volts. So some of the sensors are 8 volts controlled, and it's a pretty cheap situation. You just a pretty cheap part that you just buy on Amazon, and you know, just solder, or even you don't need to solder, but I mean soldering, it won't come off, right? So that's pretty much it, guys. I really hope it helps you. There is a couple more cars in the channel. There's one outside, which is oh, I didn't publish that video yet, so I can't say anything. But there's one outside, and there's one coming from Australia. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell button, and you're gonna see those beauties running and getting upgraded. Alright, catch you later. Look past my face. See status. I'm eating some McDonald's.